Good evening and welcome to NDTV. I am Ankit Tyagi. According to the police, sources have told NDTV they suspect Shefali Jariwala was taking heavy doses of anti-aging multivitamin and skin whitening medicines for many years without any supervision from the doctors. This could be a case of self-medication gone wrong. Amboli police found a large number of medicines in her fridge, drawer and the table of Shefali's room, which included many anti-aging medications.
There are many questions consistently being raised, but the cause of the death, definitely it is presumed to be primarily heart attack, cardiac arrest. But what led to the cardiac arrest is something which can only be revealed after the post-mortem report is out. And if we talk about the post-mortem has been completed by the procedure. But those doctors, government doctors who have conducted the post-mortem has reserved the report. That means they need to ascertain certain more facts. They need to wait for certain more finding, and what we understand from the sources, it will take 1 or maximum 2 days for the primary report to come, because doctors have also collected blood sample and viscera sample. Now if we talk about viscera report, that another takes 2 to 3 weeks to get. And why is viscera report important? Because that report concludes or identifies that whether something toxic was involved in the body. And these are important things to note out, because the sudden death has raised several questions, and when it comes to cardiac arrest, so what was the cause of cardiac arrest is still not clear, though the post-mortem report is completed. Now as far as the investigation is concerned, we have to understand primarily in such cases, and also in high profile cases like this, the police have registered an accidental death report and investigation is being carried out. We have seen police going to her residence, collecting all the forensic evidences, like we also mentioned, those medicines which were found in the fridge, those medicine in her room, those all have been collected. They have also taken statement of the chemist from where these medicines were regularly sent to her residence. These are the things which investigation is going on. Statement of his husband has been recorded, the maids have been recorded, watchman has been recorded, sequence of events are being analyzed, CCTV footage are being ascertained. But at the same time, I would also like to point out that no one has come forward and registered any complaint of foul play till now. Rather from the relative or any friend side, which they sense that some foul play would have been happened. And on the other side, the police sources have also revealed that investigation in all angles are being done currently, and we are also waiting for the post-mortem report. Remember, the post-mortem report has been reserved. The findings has been reserved by the government doctor themselves, which will take at least 1 or 2 days to ascertain the primary finding, which will at least let us know that what was the cause of cardiac arrest. Till then, these are the questions will still remain, and we will have to understand, because investigation is going on, police is trying to connect all the dots. There are many theories which are involved into it, but as of now, we have to wait until the primary post-mortem report will be out tomorrow or day after, which will give us clarity as to what exactly was the cause of the cardiac arrest. And as far as the investigation is going on, several more statements will be recorded, and the forensic report is also awaited. So it will take more than 2 to 3 days to ascertain those facts and then come to a conclusion that what was the reason behind the cardiac arrest.
The house listing operations for the forthcoming census will begin from April 1st, 2026, making the start of the first phase of the exercise. The Registrar General of India has informed in a letter to the Chief Secretaries of the states and the Union Territories, Census Commissioner and the Registrar General of India. Mrityunjay Kumar Narayan said the house listing operations and the house census shall begin on 1st April 2026. Before that, the appointment of supervisors, enumerators and work distribution among them shall be done with cooperation from state and district administration. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor has met the kin of the Kashmir terror victims. Lieutenant Governor Sinha said that justice was denied to them for many years. The Lieutenant Governor has also promised jobs and government land to the families of those who have lost their loved ones in the terror activities in Jammu and Kashmir.
जानता हूं कि आप लोग दशकों से न्याय की आस लगाए हैं, लेकिन आज मैं कहना चाहता हूं कि वो इंतजार खत्म हो गया। वो परिवार जो नियंत्रण नौकरी के हकदार सरकारी नौकरी, जो हिंसा में मारे गए या गलत विक्टिम्स जिनको नहीं मिली है वो अपने कंसर्न डीसी को 1-2 दिन में सरकार की ओर से आदेश जारी हो जाएगा। आप अपनी एप्लीकेशन डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट में जमा करिए।
Meanwhile, the Delhi government is all set to launch first cloud seeding trial. July 4th to July 11th is the time for this trial that is going to induce rainfall to combat pollution. The successful pilot will expand in November and December 2025, the winter session where the AQI spikes in the national capital. There have been clearances which have been expected from the DGCA by July 2nd, and the project is going to cost about 3.21 crore rupees.
The Delhi government is all set to implement the first ever cloud seeding project in the national capital from July 4th to July 11th. The final clearance is still pending, but this is going to be a historic step to finally reduce the notorious AQI levels in the national capital, a historic step to fight air pollution. This has been a long pending decision, and soon we will see cloud seeding process, that is to induce rainfall artificially to reduce the AQI levels in certain areas. And I am currently joined by the Environment Minister, the man behind the vision, Manjinder Singh Sirsa, to explain this whole process to our viewers. Sir, firstly, sir, it's going to be a first ever process that the people will be witnessing. How are you planning to go about it, and the flight map that has been submitted to the DGCA, when will it be approved?
So first of all, we have tied up with the organization which has already done this kind of a survey there in Lucknow.
The IIT Kanpur.
Kanpur. So IIT Kanpur is behind this. We have signed a MOU with them. We have made a payment to them. They are flying a Cessna plane which is already forfeited with this kind of equipments. We have applied for all kind of permissions which we have got. Now we have submitted our plan which includes which area we are going to have a cloud seeding in a first phase for a trial. That is submitted with the DGCA. We are expecting we'll hear them by Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
The dates which we got from IMD, which is a period from 4th to 11th.
The weather is so volatile, it's so unpredictable.
It's unpredictable.
Sir, don't you think it will be difficult to assess the real impact of cloud seeding during the monsoons? How will you differentiate, normal precipitation versus the seeded rainfall?
That's true. But that is actually, I'm not a scientist. This won't be appropriate for me to answer on this, because this IIT will be better to answer this. As for their scientists, we are working about this plan.
So there's going to be 5 such cloud seeding projects, and 3.21 crores have been allocated for this. What are the expected benefits, and how are you planning to reach out to the masses living in those targeted areas?
First is this is the trial. So what is the purpose of trial? The purpose of trial is 2-3 things. With how much clouds and with how much of humidity we can get this rain done. Once we have this and we are sure about that we can reach this, then we will try this in the time when it is needed in the month of November or starting of December, when there is too much of pollution in the air and the AQI is high.
So there are plans to scale it up based on the kind of feedback you're getting.
That's right. Then we'll have a scale-up partner. We will try to have it in the entire Delhi or the surrounding areas of Delhi. But this is a trial, and at that time, I think, because for all this trial and all these purposes, we have paid around 3 crore rupees. But in coming days, once this trial is successful, it will be far cheaper than this.
Of course, there is a political tug of war. We know the previous government is making allegations that it was their vision to implement artificial rain. So it is at the end of the day about the public welfare and not about political brownie points. How do you respond to these allegations now?
First of all, I was never well aware of the fact that cloud seeding was developed by Arvind Kejriwal. I am not aware of that. Is it there?
No, they have been proposing it, but they couldn't implement it in 23 and 24.
This entire world is proposing.
But they have been saying that they did not get funds from the central government.
Why do we need funds? I mean, I've got no funds from central government. Why do they need funds? They got 100 crore rupees to furnish their own house. Don't they got a 3 crore to have artificial rain here in Delhi?
Now, big development in the gruesome Meghalaya murder case of Raja Raghuvanshi, whose wife Sonam now stands accused of plotting the murder of her husband while on honeymoon in Meghalaya. The police says they have recovered the jewellery which both of them were carrying. The SIT has recovered the jewellery from Madhya Pradesh's Ratlam. The accused property dealer who helped destroy proof has also been picked up. Dealer James moved jewellery cash to Ratlam and the police suspects this was being used to pay for the contract killing.
For the past couple of weeks, the Meghalaya Police's SIT, which is camping in Indore in Madhya Pradesh, they were looking for these jewelleries apart from the laptop of Sonam, and in fact these are the things which Sonam in her interrogation had said she had left in that flat where she was hiding from May 26 to June 8 before she surfaced in Ghazipur in Uttar Pradesh. And later on in its investigation, Meghalaya police picked up the property dealer who had rented out the flat, Shilom James, and on interrogation of Shilom James and two other, the flat owner Lokendra Tomar and the security guard Balbir, who have also been picked up. All these three people, remember, are in Shillong Meghalaya police custody for 6 days, and today Meghalaya police SIT along with Shilom James again reached Ratlam. They raided the house of the in-laws of Shilom James, where what we have been given to understand that the gold chain of Raja Raghuvangshi, Sonam's jewellery, as well as her laptop, a pen drive, a bit of cash and some incriminating documents have been seized. So these are very key evidences in terms of the investigation of this case. That's what Meghalaya police have given us to understand, and they would also, the laptop might have a lot of details, so they would send the laptop for forensic test. So is the the pen drive as well. Remember, Raja Raghuvangsh's family had been claiming that Sonam had made it a point that Raja wears all his jewellery and goes there to Shillong, and now these jewelleries have been recovered.
Following the tragic stampede that claimed 3 lives during the Grand Rath Yatra of Lord Jagannath in Puri, the Chief Minister of Odisha has taken action against officials and ordered an administrative inquiry. The DM and the SP have also been transferred.
A stampede claimed 3 lives during the Rath Yatra in Puri. The annual congregation draws lakhs of devotees, and the administration draws up plans for emergencies and crowd management, with officials monitoring the situation 24/7. Despite the measures, the deaths happened as devotees accused police officials of being absent.
पुलिस वाला सुरक्षित किसी नाला प्रशासन सुरक्षित किसी ना आम्बुलांस भी नाला घंटे काल डाकिलु पुलिस दौड़ी पड़ेगा आमको साहय कलेनी कोऑपरेशन कलेनी सबटा को टेकिक आइलेनी किसी जदि आम्बुलांस था मो स्त्री बंची जाता कौन सी सुरक्षित नाला आज्ञा।
जैसा कि आप देख रहे हैं, भक्तों का जमावड़ा है। भारी संख्या में भक्त सभी डायरेक्शन से जो है पूरी पहुंच रहे हैं, और जो हम देख रहे हैं, जो रथ यात्रा के दिन भी देखा गया था कि जो फ्लो है पिलग्रिम्स का, वो विगत वर्ष की अपेक्षा बहुत अधिक है। और आज भी सुबह जो घटना घटी है उसके अंदर अभी तक जो खबर हमारे पास है, 3 भक्तों ने जो है प्राण हटाए हैं। बिल्कुल जांच करी जाएगी और उसमें जो जो गलती नजर आएगी या जो भी करेक्टिव मेजर्स का ध्यान आएगा वो बिल्कुल करा जाएगा।
The Odisha government reacted to the incident by transferring the district magistrate and the superintendent of police. Chanchal Rana has been appointed as the new district collector, while Pinak Mishra has taken charge as the new SP. 2 police officers, DCP Vishnupati and Commandant Ajay Padi, have been suspended for negligence of duty. Odisha CM Mohan Charan Manjhi announced a financial assistance of 25 lakh for the next of kin of each deceased devotee. The opposition BJD hit out at the Odisha government for its failure to manage crowds properly. Former Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik on Sunday hit out at the state government over the stampede during the Jagannath Rath Yatra in Puri.
Government has no sympathy or empathy for the devotees, and they don't know how to administer. They don't know how to conduct the Rath Yatra, and this is their fault. And this kind of faults never be tolerated by the people of Odisha. You demand law minister and the CM resignation? Yes, we demand the resignation of the entire government, top to bottom.
मेरे को अभी सुबह इस प्रकार की दुखद घटना की जानकारी हुई मैं वहां के आदरणीय मुख्यमंत्री जी से बात किया है, अन्य अधिकारियों से, अन्य मित्रों से भी बात किया है। वहां की सरकार और विशेष करके अभी मैं देख रहा था मुख्यमंत्री जी का एक संवाद ट्वीट के माध्यम से आई है, एक्स की पोस्ट उन्होंने किया है, उन्होंने उसकी जिम्मेवारी लिया है और उचित कार्रवाई उठाएंगे, ये आश्वस्त भी किया है। मेरा पूरा भरोसा है पूरी में स्थिति को सुधारने का कोशिश किया जाएगा।
The Jagannath Rath Yatra that started on Friday is supposed to end on Saturday, however will now end on Sunday late evening. Even though as all the three deities will be moving into Gundija temple late Sunday evening, the crowds in lakhs of numbers kept swelling due to a long weekend. The administration claims to have deployed more than 10,000 security personnel. However, a stampede leaving several dead and many injured is raising questions on the preparations and the arrangements. This does not deter the lakhs of devotees to catch a glimpse of their favorite lord and throng in numbers of millions like every year. With camera person Mahesh Halwai, this is Manogya Loiwal in Puri for NDTV.
Uddhav Thackeray is claiming credit to put pressure on the government of Maharashtra to, at least at this moment, stop the alleged imposition of Hindi language in the state of Maharashtra. The government, remember, has formed a committee and at this moment has said that they are looking at the feasibility of the third language in Maharashtra. Now, Uddhav Thackeray has said the government's compulsion has ended. The power of Marathi people's unity has defeated the government, even as the Sanyukta Maharashtra Marathi people came together forgetting party lines. Remember, there is a morcha that was announced, a full rally which was announced on July 5 by the opposition. Now, this rally is going to be a celebratory rally.
आम्ही दादा भुसेंना सांगितलं, दादा भुसेंनी काही लोकांशी संपर्क देखील सुरू केलाय, पण मला असं वाटतं की याच्यावर चुकीच्या पद्धतीचं राजकारण जे आहे हे करणं चाललंय आणि म्हणून आज मंत्रिमंडळाच्या बैठकीमध्ये आम्ही याच्यावर सांगोपांग चर्चा केली आणि म्हणून 16 एप्रिल 2025 आणि 17 जून 2025 हे दोन्ही शासन निर्णय आम्ही रद्द करण्याचा निर्णय घेतलेला आहे. हे दोन्ही शासन निर्णय या ठिकाणी रद्द आम्ही करतो.
सरकारची शक्ती हारलेली आहे. मराठी माणूस एकवटला तर मराठी माणसाची शक्ती ही सरकारच्या शक्तीला हरवून देऊ शकते, हे पुन्हा एकदा सिद्ध झालं. अशीच चळवळ संयुक्त महाराष्ट्राच्या वेळेला सुद्धा झाली होती. त्याही वेळेला मराठी माणसांनी तर तेव्हाचं आणि आत्ताचं आंदोलनाची तुलना करता नाही येणार, परंतु सगळेजण पक्षभेद विसरून एकत्र झाले आणि त्यावेळेला या डाव उधळला होता, आजही हा डाव उधळून टाकलेला आहे.
Now, according to the police, Kolkata, in fact, in investigating the rape in Kolkata University, have obtained the CCTV footage from the law college. The footage allegedly shows the victim being dragged by two accused individuals, in fact, from the main gate to inside the college premises and to the guard room where she was raped. Now, this corroborates the victim's complaint where she stated the prime accused, Monojit Misra, instructed the other two to forcefully take her to the guard room. Short break. News and updates will continue here on NDTV. Stay tuned. It's all happening in Karnataka for the Congress party, with murmurs of dissent against their own government. Some MLAs, in fact, speaking about this. Now, another Congress MLA, Iqbal Hussain, has once again stated that DK Shiv Kumar will be made the chief minister very soon by the Congress High Command. He, in fact, gave a timeline of 2 to 3 months. This is something that the High Command has in mind. He said, when the time is right, the High Command will give opportunity to DK Shiv Kumar. Now, remember, this is another MLA speaking, batting for DK Shiv Kumar. But this has created a lot of ripples in the political circles of Karnataka.
ಇದು ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡು ಸೂಕ್ತವಾದ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೂಕ್ತವಾದ ತೀರ್ಮಾನವನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ, ನಂಬಿಕೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿದೆ.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲೇ ಆಗ್ಬೋದಾ ಸರ್?
ಹೌದು, ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಲ್ಲ, ಈಗೇನು ಇವ್ರು ಕ್ರಾಂತಿಗೆ ಡೇಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲರೂ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 2-3 ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ತೀರ್ಮಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ.
ಅಂದರೆ ಸರ್ 2-3 ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿ ಕೆ ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ
ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಸುತ್ತಿ ಬಳಸಿ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
So the Congress government in Karnataka and the High Command is in for some firefighting, and that is why Randeep Singh Surjewala, the in charge of the state of Karnataka, has been dispatched to Bengaluru, where he is going to meet MLAs who have expressed their displeasure against their own government, and will also instruct those who are making statements like what Mr. Hussain did to not speak to the media. Now, the Congress leader is going to be in Bengaluru on Monday and Tuesday to try and assess the situation for the High Command. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump has once again said that America has destroyed Iran's nuclear facilities and has said Iran-Israel damaged each other. Iran and Israel war was a very intensive war. Iran nearly got a nuclear weapon. Trump, in fact, praising Operation Midnight Hammer, under which United States B-2 bombers attacked the 3 nuclear facilities in Iran, once again taking credit for what he says one of the very important missions and then ensuing peace between both the countries.
When you went to the Middle East and you strengthened those relationships with all of those countries you just mentioned, did you have an idea that you would have to do something with regard to Iran? Because you teased it a little. You said, look, they've got to come to the table and talk. Something's going to happen.
Well, it was getting a little bit hot, and we knew they had a lot of sites, probably 3 plus the 1. But they had 3 main sites, and we knew they were going to have to either give them up. And I thought we could do it during negotiation, and we just about had it done. And then they said, we want enrichment. Enrichment doesn't mean like air conditioning, and it doesn't mean to jack up your car. Enrichment is a bad word. And I said, you got so much oil, what do you need that for? And they said, well, we need it. And I wouldn't let that happen. I think people wouldn't have understood it if I allowed that to happen. So we had a 60-day talk, and that delayed them a lot. And then we said, let's go at it. And it just worked out. And we wanted to work out also for Iran. They were beaten up, and so was Israel. In all fairness, they were both very tight. We call it the 12-day war. That was an intensive war. But the thing that I wanted to do, and I've said it on your show, if you look back 30 years ago or 25 years, we've been doing your show a long time, and nobody like you. But you look back at the early interviews, I would say Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. They've wanted this for years, and they were weeks away from getting it. And those pilots went in there with those beautiful planes and the most sophisticated bombs anywhere in the world. Think of it, they can go 30 stories deep into granite. Who would think that's even possible? And they did obliterate it, it turned out. Then we had to suffer the fake news, where the fake news in CNN and the New York Times was saying, well, maybe it wasn't as good as Trump said. Maybe it wasn't totally obliterated, but it was destroyed, but not just horrible.
With that, we are slipping into a very short break.